Welcome to Menopause Month. I am chatting with Dr. Tanya McEachern. Tanya, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Emily. Thanks for having me. I am a naturopathic doctor in Ontario, Canada, and I work a lot with women's health, particularly in that sort of midlife, perimenopause, menopause arena.
Oh, now with it being Menopause Month, it's an open season for whatever we want to talk about, and we're going to
Love
talk
it.
about testing, aren't we? Because
Yes.
I see it. I mean, time and again, coming up in the Hub Facebook group, people going, well, what tests can I get? Oh, my doctor's fobbed me off. They feel like their doctor, I'm sure their doctor hasn't fobbed them off, but they feel like they've been fobbed off. Oh, no, we can't do testing. Or, you know, what should I be asking for? And it's a bit of a minefield.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's tricky, because you might have had a test, but you don't even know you've had it because, nobody has sat down and given you a copy or gone over it with you, right? The doctor looks at it and goes, oh, it's in the range. So, they don't even mention it to you. So I want to give you guys a list of sort of like what are some really helpful things that you could just have a conversation with your own healthcare provider about, some really basic stuff, and say, hey, has this been tested? Did we look at this for me? Could this be relevant to the way that I'm feeling? That sort of thing. So I want to make sure you guys have some really good information and tools to work with when you're chatting with your healthcare provider.
Awesome. So,
Yeah,
what's number one?
yeah. Number one, my favorite vitamin D. Because honestly, this, nowadays in all the research, there's more evidence that it is a hormone in and of itself and should be classed that way
Oh,
versus just another vitamin. This one is key to test in the blood. And I don't know how it is in other places, but here in Ontario, the range is quite vast and wide in terms of what is normal. So on our blood work, anywhere between 75 and 250 is considered normal. When you look at all of the research in terms of, preventing cardiovascular deaths or looking at bone health or immunity, you want to be, the sweet spot is around 120, 130. So, vitamin D is something that I test with absolutely everybody. If they haven't had it done recently, I'm running it. And even if they come back as, they're squeaking into that range at like, 75, I'm going to give them some advice about, how much they should be taking in a day, what form, that kind of a thing. And the reason that vitamin D is so key for all of this is because it has a huge relationship with how well hormones function.
gotcha.
So a woman could go to the trouble of testing her estrogen, testing her progesterone, looking for hormonal imbalances in the reproductive arena, and that comes back as all normal. And this woman is going, how is this possible? I have all of these symptoms. How is it possible that all my hormones are coming back as normal? And if you haven't tested your vitamin D, you're missing a huge part of the picture. Vitamin D makes hormone receptors more sensitive to the messages that they are receiving.
Okay.
And it also decreases inflammation, all kinds, so many. It's used by every single cell in the body.
Wow.
There's only two things that do that, one thyroid hormone and vitamin D. So it plays into every body system. That's a key one to have checked.
Okay, what's number two then?
Number two, in terms of blood work that your general practitioner can run for you, I always want to look at the thyroid. The thyroid can start to get a bit wonky in this midlife period, and specifically if we're going hypo, then you're going to have symptoms like you might have low mood, you might have low energy, you might have skin changes, you might have joint pain, you might have weight things starting to happen to you. And all of those are big perimenopause symptoms. So you
Yeah.
want to look at, is my thyroid functioning as optimally as it could be in this period? So, I'll often do a TSH. I might do T3 and T4 and antibodies if it's, relevant to that person, but at least having a TSH just to have a look at, okay, do I have a problem here? That's one that's pretty important to check.
Okay, so we've got vitamin D and we've got thyroid. What's
Yeah.
the third one?
The third one is looking at B12 levels, vitamin B12 levels. This is another one. If you look at the symptoms of deficiency, main ones are, again, fatigue, joint pain. You might have dizziness when you stand up. You might have brain fog. That's a huge one. Numbness and tingling anywhere in the body, hands and feet in particular. So, of course, there's so much overlap with those symptoms and other things that I find that it's pertinent to have a look at B12. This is another one that has, this one, the range in Ontario is quite vast, but people actually belong way at the upper end or even above in terms of optimal levels.
Wow.
You might want to be just a bit above what that normal range is for you to not have those symptoms. I do a lot of B12 shots in my practice, and some people, totally swear by them, can't live without them.
And you said there was going to be one more. You were going to do a cheeky fourth one.
Yes. So this fourth one, this is actually something that many women have tested that is actually sometimes less valuable in terms of figuring out what's going on in their bodies. And it's a hormone called FSH. So a lot of time doctors will run this one, and basically they're just going to give you an idea of, what is your brain saying to your ovaries? And that doesn't necessarily tie in with how a woman is feeling.
No.
Yeah.
And your FSH is changing through the month, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best day to test it is cycle day 3 when you're
Mm.
actually on your period. Yeah.
But yes,
The
as you
only
say,
time,
it's only giving you an indication that there is some FSH, I guess.
this is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what did the brain, how hard is the brain telling the ovaries to work? And
Yeah.
that's why it goes up and up and up as you get further into menopause, because the brain keeps asking the whole ovaries to work. So it keeps sending this FSH signal, because this is a feedback mechanism. So the ovaries are not saying to the brain, okay, I'm working, and then the FSH signal can go back down. They're not working as hard as they used to. So the brain just keeps saying more, more, more. And it goes up, until it basically gives up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yes, those are all things that we can really easily get tested from our
Typically,
GP.
yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
without needing to go and find any sort of specialist
Right.
testing or anything, which is brilliant. Makes it so much
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah. Easy, basic blood work.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.